aboard, everybody. This is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. Ready? Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at San Antonio, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Dallas Mavericks. Look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. Jeremy Lin is out there with Harden. And it's Tyler Johnson. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein. And it's Harris in the power forward position. They get it back. Back to Lin. Harden, no good.
And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade.
Harden with a screen on Parker. Launches a three. That shot off. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way.
Yeah, they're a little bit cold here. 0 for 4 to get this one going.
Gasol, no good. And for Harden, he's been in the conversation, Greg, for MVP for several years. He's able to just carry an offense with his creativity. Garners attention.
And Kevin, I think he might have won it last year if it wasn't for the amazing season put in by Russell Westbrook. Don't count Harden out, though. He's such a unique talent on offense. Maybe this will be his year to bring home that MVP award.
Lin the pass to Harris. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Grizzlies have got a paltry 0 of 6 from the field here in what's been a very difficult start for them. Back to Lin. Launches it. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Lin. Harden's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Harden against Thomas. And the rejection by Cauley-Stein. Johnson kicks to Lin. Kicks it out to Harden. Chance there to take the lead. Missing.
He just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him.
Gasol with the steal. Parker against Lin. Parker kicks to Thomas. Screened by Parker. Off the screen. Again, the miss by Thompson.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the two bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor. And with Harden, it's pick your poison. Not only a tenacious penetrator, but also a consistent threat from three-point.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And they've let things get out of hand. Good time to reconvene.
They're just on the wrong end right now of a big run, and they need to plan how they're going to shift the momentum of the game.
Here is Parker. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Thompson outside. That one wide left.
And something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
Gasol setting the pick for Parker. Down low. Oh.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Now, here's Parker. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Got that bucket in no time at all. 9 points for James Harden.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Thompson in the corner. It's stolen by Harris. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Lynn, looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to Harden. From deep three-point range.
Lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. You just can't buy a bucket right now.
Gasol kicks to Thompson. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. One thing with Klay Thompson, Brent, when he gets it going, he recognizes it and looks to take over games. You saw it when he led that huge comeback for the Warriors in the 2016 playoffs against the Thunder, and you saw it when he went for 37 points in a quarter.
There are just a few players in the league that can do some of the things, especially when they're hot, like Klay Thompson does. I even think back to last year during the finals, Klay Thompson struggling offensively and then all of a sudden coming up with a huge first quarter where he scored 16 points against the Cavs to help get the Warriors going.
Just doing the job on the backboard. And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
San Antonio calls timeout. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
He's on fire from beyond the arc there. It's time to start shaping their game plan around stopping this long-range assault.
A different look now for San Antonio. Sabonis comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's DeLon right in for Thomas. There's the pick. Parker with it. Now defended by Cauley-Stein. To end the run. Uses the glass to drop it in.
Well, Sabonis can play there on the block. That's where he did a lot of damage in college. So him working inside, that's a good sign.
And the basket by Harris.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Outside Gasol. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And Harden wide open. He shoots. The rebound by Gasol.
That's a shot you got to step up on. Wide open, no coverage. Good shooters don't miss that often.
And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Thompson from long range. James Harden getting it done for Memphis. He went on an aerial 3-point distance. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. Brent, all things being equal, do you like the idea of sending everyone to the defensive glass to avoid giving away second chance points, or do you like leaking a guy or two out in transition, hoping for the best?
I don't think the leak out is a good idea at all, Kevin. You got to have 5 guys attentive to any possession. Most coaches in the NBA will tell you that a possession is not a stop until you collect the defensive rebound.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for San Antonio. They've got Klay Thompson. Sabonis is out there with Marc Gasol. Then it's Thomas. And it's right in the 2 guard. On defense, San Antonio. A 12-point game. Back to Lynn. From deep, Harden. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Harden's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for Memphis. They set the pick. Thomas with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. Thomas, that's good. Thomas got his second bucket of the game to go.
And those close-range shots are what you want him taking. They always have a great chance of falling.
Harden right side. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Anticipation, reads the play all the way. So close to a steal.
The 3 from Harden. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said, beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game.
And Sabonis is a very skilled young big man. He stepped right into the starting role last year with the Thunder and consistently was getting about 20 minutes, trying to figure out where it is that he could be effective. The one thing about Sabonis that I think is going to help him is more touches around the paint. Last year, a lot of room to grow as a perimeter player. We'll see if he can put it together this year.
And the basket by Harris.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Gasol with the steal. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
And Thomas, here we go. And it's blocked by Cauley Stein. Sabonis kicks to Thomas. Clock at 6. And stolen by Harris. From deep, Harden. And again, Memphis no good. And for those of you wondering why Sabonis' name sounds familiar, well, he is the son of the legendary Lithuanian player Arvydas Sabonis.
Well, if you watch the two of those guys side by side, the one thing that stands out between the Sabonis big men is the fact that they are very, very skilled. They have great vision and a great sense of the game, almost playing like guards at times from the post-up area.
And Thomas, here we go. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Cauley Stein with a screen on Thomas. A nice shot by Lynn.
And really respect the confidence of Lynn. His teammates love how he runs these pick and roll plays.
Wasted no time on that one. Thomas got 4 this quarter.
His release is just so smooth from the mid-range.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
And the Spurs with some changes. Pau Gasol is checked in for Sabonis. Klay Thompson comes in for Harris. And Parker subbed in for Wright. Now it's Thomas running. He can go all the way. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Parker. We've got 1:48 left in the first half of basketball. Lynn kicks to Harden. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
Harris misses.
Well, he's got both height and length, and that time showed them both.
And the Spurs, Greg, one of the best defensive teams in the league for 2 seasons running.
And it's really all about execution. They seem to just move in concert and stay connected. No silly fouls. And with their length, nothing easy inside. And in today's NBA, how about the value in having a guy at the center who has the versatility and the skill set of a Marc Gasol? With his passing and shooting, he becomes a great zone buster for any team.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Cauley Stein. Jarrell Martin comes in for Harris. Hezonja, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Dante Exum in for Jeremy Lin. And Marc Gasol becoming more aggressive, looking for his own offense.
And I thought at times in the past he was unselfish to a fault. His teammates egged him on, told him you're the best center in the game, go out there and dominate. And now it seems like he's becoming more comfortable in his skin.
Nogueira, he's checked in for San Antonio. Harris comes in for Isaiah Thomas. And Memphis also making a switch. Temple's checked in. The Grizzlies shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
And the Grizzlies enjoying the longest stretch of sustained success in franchise history. Greg, 7 consecutive seasons making the postseason.
And this group has gotten as far as the Western Conference Finals. And a lot to be said for that consistency. But, of course, everyone's in this for the rings. Interesting to see where they go from here to turn the corner into a true contender.
Martin wide open. He fires. The Grizzlies with another miss.
If they play it right, we're talking a 2-for-1.
Yeah, this is where it comes down to really good clock management, and you want to maximize each of your possessions.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup. And Parker just so skilled at marching his way to the stripe. He just has an endless amount of cunning moves that consistently frustrate the opposition.
And it's Martin missing.
A bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
The Grizzlies shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. That one is no good.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. He got right to the cup using that screen. 6 points for Parker.
And Parker in the pick and roll, he's as good as it gets.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's the Grizzlies up by 5. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. So on the 4 for Memphis. Hezonja is up there with Martin. Then it's Exum. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Hawes in the center filling out the middle. Martin with the bucket. So, Brent, you averaged 21 points a game your senior year in college. What adjustments did you have to make to really score at the NBA level?
Well, I didn't have to ask for the ball much in college. My first year in the pros, Kevin, I had to do that. I said, I'm open over here. Right. You know, really it was just a matter of being comfortable within the system. And then there's always that proving ground, Kevin. The first 6 months as a rookie or a first-year player that's getting ample time, you just want to prove that you're capable of handling your business in the league, and that all happened for me in my rookie year with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works. And beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. Isaiah Thomas, he's checked in for the Spurs. And that's a foul. Calling Spencer Hawes. That's his first foul. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for San Antonio. Thomas. Yep, that one goes. Thomas got 8.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Memphis moving that ball around. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Harris with the ball. Good on the bucket. And that's 10 points for Isaiah Thomas.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Grizzlies shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. That's good from Exum. And for the Spurs last season, falling short of their goal of winning another title. But Greg Popovich, Frank, still called it a great season.
Well, they had their 2nd most wins ever under Pop last year. 7 new players to integrate. In the first year without rock-solid, steady force Tim Duncan down there on the low block. They did have some injuries late down the stretch, and they can look back on another season where they gave their best effort and put themselves in position to get another NBA championship.
San Antonio making a switch here. Sabonis is checked in. The open shot by Martin. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Ooh, that is a tough shot.
Double team on Thomas. Harris passes to Sabonis. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Sabonis has got his 2nd basket of the night.
I'm not sure what the coach said at halftime, but whatever it did, it's lit a fire. They're now 4 of 4 from the field to start their offense here in the second half. He can't make a thing out there right now, guys. If he keeps this up, don't be surprised if his team gives up this lead.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Exum dishes to Martin. It's good from long range. Martin's got 8 points.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And Isaiah Thomas, the 60th and final pick of the 2011 draft. Greg, he definitely plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I call it the little man syndrome. He's driven to prove himself. I mean, he's overcome the odds. In league history, only 9 players 5'9" or shorter have played 1,000 minutes or more in a season. And he's not just playing, he's playing at the highest level.
Exum kicks to Hawes. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
On the wing, Thompson. Harris kicks to Sabonis. Out to Harris. There's the double team with Martin. Inside. Whoops, they pick off the pass. All going up court. And finished off by Martin.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Thompson for 3. And he's good on the 3-ball. He's got 6.
Klay Thompson takes a ton of pride in the catch-and-shoot game. His release is lightning quick.
Here's Thomas. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Brett, what about moving without the ball? Who are some of the guys that, beyond just doing it, do it with great effectiveness?
First guy that comes to mind is J.J. Redick. Old school, in the vein of Reggie Miller, running off of multiple screens with those scattered short steps to get himself on balance, square himself up, and knock shots down. J.J. Redick, Ray Allen, Kyle Korver, great players who really, in a dying art of scoring off of the screen, have tremendous fundamentals.
Rip Hamilton, too, would always run around and take advantage of those screens, and I can see him running in my mind's eye right now.
Great call, Kevin. I often read the back of Rip Hamilton's jersey because I could not catch up with the guy.
Back to Exum. Outside, Martin. Good on the triple. Martin's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
You know, he has single-handedly helped them carve into this lead thanks to his scoring in the quarter.
Exum passes to Martin. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. Spurs trailed by 5. Here's Thompson. Kicks it out to Booker. And Thomas, here we go. Sabonis, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Another miss by Martin. For San Antonio, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That is his first foul of the game. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. And here's Exum. 5 points in the game. Offensive rebound. Puts up a 3. And there's Martin. That's good on the assist by Exum. Exum's got his 6th assist on the night. Thompson. And so it's Memphis, holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They played the better game, so 3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. Spurs trail by 8. Trevor Booker is out there with Harris. Then it's Shelvin Mack. Then it's Pau Gasol. And it's Parker in at the 1 spot. That's the San Antonio 5.
Finesse from Pau Gasol with his high release point to D. Pretty much useless there.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And San Antonio shooting at 44%. Pretty reasonable. Parker. That one wide left.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Johnson sends the screen for Lynn. Out to Harris. The tray. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Gasol's got rebound number 5 here tonight. San Antonio trailing here. Parker dishes to Gasol.
Competition, let's learn to me. Yeah, cause this story is history. Homie, this is my story. First things first. Shout out to the sponsors. Everything I do it big. I'm a monster. The kid from West Brooklyn.
We've got basketball action at the AT&T Center. We're in San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. Looking at San Antonio, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, two teams, same conference, lots of history between them. Should be a good one. Brent, who are some of your favorite rivals to compete against?
You know, just growing up around the game of basketball, Kevin, for me to step on the floor against the jerseys, maybe not so much about the player that's in the jersey, but to see Lakers in purple or to see Celtics in green. That to me got my juices flowing. And then, obviously, selfishly, anytime I had the opportunity to play against my brother John, oh boy, I was ready to go.
You loved it. Yeah, you savored that. I love that answer, by the way. Playing the team, not necessarily the individual. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Harris is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then it's Jeremy Lin. Then it's Harden. And it's Johnson in at the three, the small forward. Here's Thomas. And the rejection by Cauley-Stein. And the block shot turns into a shooting foul. So the defensive effort there a bit too much, as the officials will send him to the line, and he'll shoot some free throws. And Isaiah Thomas, the 60th and final pick of the 2011 draft. Greg, he definitely plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I call it the little man syndrome. He's driven to prove himself. I mean, he's overcome the odds in league history. Only 9 players 5'9" or shorter have played 1,000 minutes or more in a season. And he's not just playing, he's playing at the highest level.
And here is Parker. James Harden getting it to go from deep. From deep, Gasol. Second chance effort.
Pau Gasol always has used that length to his advantage. Defense has such a hard time with it, and that's how he drew the foul this time.
And Pau Gasol had his chances to play in San Antonio before. Finally signed with the Spurs last season, and I think all would agree he's been a pretty good fit.
Well, with that kind of ability and skill set that Pau possesses as a big man, 6'11", pass, score, and play out of the low post, seemed like a natural fit for what Greg Popovich likes to do in the system. And how about the fact that he added the 3-ball last year? He made 56.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. They get Pau Gasol.
And that's how you want to use your fouls, not allowing him to get to the rim.
That's good from Harris.
And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the 2 bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And Greg, you look at the changes for the Grizzlies, looking for versatility and adaptability in their players.
Yeah, grit and grind, still the identity, but you got to be able to space the floor and cover pick and roll. The era of a post-up centric basketball team doesn't seem to be in the future.
And when you give Parker room to work his magic down inside, he knows how to finish with style.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Outside Thomas. Gasol. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Gasol's got his first points of the night.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner. Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot. Just doesn't seem to be shooting it with confidence, and his shots are going all over the place in this period.
Now here's Thomas. Boy, he just disappeared against Dallas when they needed him the most. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played.
That's a wide open shot. Sadly, he came up short.
Thompson outside. Thomas again. It's Harden. Double team on Thomas. And here's Gasol outside. Second chance shot. And Gasol with the lay-in. And that'll tie this game up.
Well, what stellar work from Gasol there, throwing himself against the glass and doing whatever it takes to find a second chance opportunity.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Sabonis, he's checking for Gasol. Booker comes in for Pau Gasol. Solomon Hill, he's checked in for Isaiah Thomas. And it's DeLon Wright in for Tony Parker. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. The Spurs offense, one of the most efficient in the NBA. It's all predicated, Greg, on motion.
And it's ball movement and player movement. They kind of want to warp the defense and force mistakes, and that's when they strike.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Marc Gasol's checked in for Sabonis. Gasol comes in for Booker. Harris is checked in for Hill. And Isaiah Thomas subbed in for Wright. Kicks it out to Harden. Here's the three. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 4 assists now tonight.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And here's Harris from the arc. That shot off. So the Spurs will take it the other way. From deep. And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. That's his first personal foul. Gasol against Harden. Moves back up.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon, because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Nets. Out to Harris. The three. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Thomas passes to Thompson. And it's Thompson again missing.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start. Their third three-pointer in a row.
And Thomas, here we go. They get it again. Gasol kicks to Gasol. Right side, Thomas. Thompson for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Thompson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Back to Lynn. On the wing, Harden. His three-pointers off the mark.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Gasol. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. For 3. And another 3 from Harden. Harden's got 15 points.
And with Harden, it's pick your poison. Not only a tenacious penetrator, but also a consistent threat from 3 points.
The shot's good from Gasol.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the three-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
James Harden getting it done for Memphis. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Let's see.
I just peeped you trying to steal my swag, yeah. I just peeped I got these haters mad, yeah. Money on my mind, I'm trying to get it, yeah. Drop 300 on the whip, yeah. I just spent the dub on my, yeah. I just spent like 80 on the chain.
arriba, ¿cómo, salta, es tu última jugada, la última, no queda otra, es tu última jugada, sí, es mi última jugada.
Everyone, get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And so for the Grizzlies, their last game, a loss to the Indiana Pacers. So Detroit will get the first possession. Now, look at Memphis's starting group. Johnson is out there with Harris. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein. Then it's Jeremy Lin. And it's Harden in the shooting guard position. And the Grizzlies enjoying the longest stretch of sustained success in franchise history. Greg, 7 consecutive seasons making the postseason.
And this group has gotten as far as the Western Conference Finals. And a lot to be said for that consistency. But, of course, everyone's in this for the rings. Interesting to see where they go from here to turn the corner into a true contender.
Johnson, a wide open look. Yes! And a nice assist from Lin.
And really, Lin has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Ingram. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Nice shot by Lin. Lin's got his first points of the night.
And Lin is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
Murray kicks to Davis. Another miss for him, now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor.
He keeps battling, but so far this quarter, he hasn't been able to get it going.
And it's slammed in by Davis.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
Now Lin. James Harden missing on the 3. The tray. Good on the three-point shot.
Well, Harden's ability to stretch the floor is crucial. You love to see him dropping those perimeter jumpers.
Murray dishes to Pachulia.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. Lin the best to Cauley-Stein. Cauley-Stein a screen. Johnson outside. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Lin. Lin's got his 3rd assist on the night. Pachulia with the screen on Lin. Pachulia kicks to Murray. Inside. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
And don't forget about the good hand-eye coordination. I mean, he almost corralled it in for the steal.
Here's Cauley-Stein. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And Detroit gets called for the foul.
When you think of Cauley-Stein, the word length comes to mind. A huge target on offense and a tenacious shot blocker and rebounder on the defensive end.
Well, Willie Cauley-Stein out of Kentucky, a player who many thought would eventually become a big-time center in the league. was taken 6th overall in 2015. That surprised some people, but he has had a hard time finding his place in this NBA.
Well, for Cauley Stein, some of it has been opportunity, but also just consistency. You know, he's shown some flashes of greatness for moments, but he rarely puts together a stretch of those big games.
Kicks it out to Harden. 4 on the shot clock. Misfires on the corner 3. Stevenson with it. Picked up by Harris. Count it. Good.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Yeah, I think he was surprised. He was so open, and that's just a defensive breakdown.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. They get it back. Lynn kicks to Johnson. Back to Lynn. Harris outside. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got his 4th assist in this one. Stevenson again. Harden. Davis sets a screen. Johnson over to help. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
Oh, that's just a lack of communication. 2 guys just not on the same page.
For Memphis, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Out to Harris. The 3. And Pachulia pulls it down.
Can't fault him for taking the 3. He's that wide open. Can't pass that shot up.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Now here's Lynn. Kicks it out to Harden. No good from outside.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up the 3-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up. And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Memphis trailing here. Cauley Stein a screen. Kicks it out to Harden. Nailed from 3-point land. Harden's got 8 points.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Davis kicks to Pachulia. And there's Davis. That's good on the assist from Ingram. And that's now 11 points for Anthony Davis. From deep, Harden. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for Detroit. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything.
And for Memphis, they're shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. We've got Johnson. Willie Cauley-Stein is out there with Tobias Harris. Then it's Harden, and it's Lynn in the point guard position. And Davis, here we go. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Cauley-Stein a screen. Lynn kicks to Johnson. Back to Lynn. Memphis moving it around. Cauley-Stein with the screen for Lynn. The dish to Cauley-Stein. No good on that one.
Not the tightest of D on him, but not the best of finishes either.
And Chris, as you grew up a Piston fan being born in Detroit, which Piston were you the biggest fan of when you were growing up?
Oh, wow. By far, Isaiah, no question. Isaiah was the heart and soul of that team. A guy that was smile, but had the heart of an assassin that wanted to play and use everything that he had to get a win out of every game. The best small guard, in my opinion, the game has seen. His handles, his leadership. He was just a Chicago kid trying to make it. And then, of course, Joe Dumars and the fact that, he was just so solid, such a great guy for the community, such a heck of a two-guard out there, a defender, a guy that can spread the floor. And, of course, Bill Laimbeer, his physical play, Bob Lanier, my man Rick Mahorn, Adrian Dantley, Mark McGuire. I could keep going. Chuck Nevitt even was a Piston for a while.
And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
And shooters beware. Cauley Stein is very crafty in how he rises up for the block. So good at catching scores off guard with his wide reach.
Murray dishes to Pachulia. Davis in the corner. Pass to Murray. Kicks it to Ingram. On the wing, Davis. It's rebounded by Memphis. Cauley Stein's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Lynn. Lynn's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Here's Murray. The shot, no good. And Memphis the other way now. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Grizzlies lead by 2.
Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Each team is stepping up, rising to the challenge. Yet another lead change.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Well, Chris, you played for a number of coaches in your storied career. What's the one thing that the average NBA fan doesn't give coaches enough credit for, would you say?
Well, I would say they don't give coaches enough credit for understanding players. And not just how players play, but understanding players' moods, understanding the idiosyncrasies of a guy's just being. Just the fact they're totally immersed in basketball. So the fact that you may have a guy that knows offense, coach knows offense, he knows defense, he knows styles of plays, he knows more than the offense that he's just bringing to the table. So I would just say I think the overall knowledge and years put in to being a coach is probably the most underestimated attribute by fans.
That's great. Nobody near Stevenson. Davis on the foul. Davis has got 17 now.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And it's Martin missing. The Pistons leading. Stevenson kicks to Pachulia. Ingram wide open. Knocks down the 3-ball. He has 5.
Ingram spotting up and showing that touch made him the 2nd overall pick in 2016.
To the wing right side. Lasagna. The Grizzlies with another miss. It's stolen by Davis. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. No idea what got into his head right there.
And the Pistons making a change here. Teague's checked in to the right side. Martin against Davis. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Memphis called for the foul. Greg, from his one-and-done season at Kentucky, leading college basketball in block shots. We knew Anthony Davis could dominate defensively, but did you have any idea he'd be this good offensively?
None. With his length and athleticism, you knew he'd have an impact as a finisher. But the way his shooting has developed, it has been remarkable. Now, granted, this was a guy that at one point was recruited to play point guard coming out of high school, but he's playing more like a shooting guard with his skill set. Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Off target with his 3.
No three-pointers for him in the second quarter yet, but he did have one in the first.
And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, a little too physical on that play. Tries to climb over the top of him and gets whistled for it.
You got to be a little more in control than that. The officials are never going to let you get away with that.
The first one falls.
Well, Jeff Teague, one of the more calm players at the line, always looks to be in control.
For the Pistons, Biyombo checks in for Anthony Davis. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Ingram. Martin for three. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Martin's got 5. Outside Williams. Over Harris. Detroit, no good that time either.
But D, a little slow to get in his face. They're fortunate it didn't cost him.
And Hawes kicks to Harris. There's a good screen to the wing on the left. .30 seconds left to play in the first half. Kaminsky with the double team. It's stolen by Kaminsky. Here's Williams. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Williams knows when to turn it on. Phenomenal at putting it on the floor and finishing at the basket.
Outside for Martin. Buries it from three-point range. Martin's got 8 points here in this quarter. Here's Biyombo. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And the Pistons lead by 4.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead. The Grizzlies trail by 4. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, Williams is out there with Teague. Then it's Wilson Chandler. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Kaminsky in at the 4. And Stan Van Gundy, known for being one of the more demanding coaches when it comes to defense. He doesn't care who you are. If you're not giving it your all on the defensive end, you're going to find yourself on the bench.
Well, he's clear with what he wants and what he expects, and, you know, when you step on the floor.
Pause. That shot is off. And the Pistons now going the other way. And that's a foul. Call on Spencer Hawes. That'll be his second foul of the game. So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Williams double team. Detroit with the ball. Chandler kicks to Williams. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. The kick out to Teague. Rocket 2. Grizzlies with the rebound. Harden left side. Shoots. Yes. And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got assist number 8 now on the night. Williams kicks to Biyombo. Out to Chandler. Teague with a clean look. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Having a little bit of trouble at the start of the half. Only 1 for 4 from the field.
You know, an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Cauley Stein grabs the board. Cauley Stein's got 11 rebounds in the game.
Man, you hate this. Getting off to a rocky start in the beginning to this half. Only shooting 20% from the field.
Williams passes to Biyombo. And Teague has it in the corner. There's the pick. Here's Williams. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Williams has got his second bucket tonight.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now. especially on the interior. And Lynn plays with a real edge. When he's driving inside, he looks determined to beat everyone to the basket.
Kaminsky misses.
It's a confidence shaker when you can't hit a wide open three like that. Well, Kaminsky, one of the rare four-year players taken in the lottery. I mean, he's had some struggles finding his offense and NBA consistency. He needs to get a little bit stronger and a little bit more consistent in the shot.
And Chandler, here we go. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And with Frank Kaminsky out of Wisconsin, you knew his niche in the NBA would be as a stretch big man. Hard to be an impact player when you're struggling from outside, though.
Yeah, but Kaminsky is working on his defense. It's been a little tough for him to guard players inside. Players are still having his way with him, but he's shown that he's trying to get a lot better at protecting the rim.
A different look here for Detroit. Yambo, he's checked in for Maker, and Motley subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Feeds it to Temple. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 4 assists in the game.
That's too much space to give him out there on the perimeter. They got to close out on him.
Williams dishes to Chandler. This one for 3. And Darren Williams good for the 3. Williams has got 5 points now this quarter.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going that way.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. That one falls. Biyombo's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Gotta appreciate how Williams gets the ball over to his open guys. Great floor awareness.
Fast break Detroit. Here's Teague. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line tonight.
And really one of the quickest guards in our league. Jeff Teague just puts tremendous pressure on your defense when he's attacking the paint.
Kaminsky is checked in for Detroit. Temple gets the bucket.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The 3-pointers just continue to flow.
Teague kicks to Williams. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And the book on T, Greg, is to make him an outside shooter. You don't want him getting to the rim.
I mean, he's a good finisher around the rim. His outside shooting, although streaky at times, not bad, but not great either.
Martin wide open. He fires. Again, Martin missing. The Pistons have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
One of the worst in the league a season ago, just 72%.
And Biyombo drops them both.
And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the 2 bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor.
It's deflected. Fast break Detroit. Teague with the ball. Here's Chandler. He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game. Free throw good, Wilson Chandler.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Here's Temple, and it's off from 3-point range. And Greg, you look at the changes for the Grizzlies, looking for versatility and adaptability in their play.
Yeah, grit and grind, still the identity, but you got to be able to space the floor and cover pick and roll. The era of a post-up centric basketball team doesn't seem to be in the future.
.26 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Kicks it out to Harden. Johnson outside to the left wing. 6 to shoot. Cauley Stein passes to Harris. Lynn dishes to Harris. The Grizzlies with another miss.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
And so it's Detroit heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And we'll be back with you shortly. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. So it's the Pistons now. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. Harris is out there with Johnson. Then it's Harden. Then it's Jeremy Lin. And it's Cauley Stein in at the 5. Stevenson kicks to Davis. And they double up Davis. Stevenson can't hit. The Grizzlies trail by 7. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. And, well, Detroit shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Harris on the double team. From 13. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And that's 20 points for Davis.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Here's Harden on the wing. Memphis moving that ball around. Outside, Lin. Doubled by Murray. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They get it again. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Sinks the three-pointer.
And the way Harris sticks these catch-and-shoot jumpers is just devastating to the defense. I mean, what can they do against that?
Stevenson passes to Davis. Stolen by Harden. Here's Cauley Stein. And he makes the bucket, through contact, and gets the whistle, too.
And it's important for Cauley Stein's confidence that he gets these interior shots to fall. The more he sees the ball go in, the more assured he will feel down inside.
And you so often hear about how much Detroit Pistons fans pride themselves on the defense of this team. It's a part of the franchise's identity. All the fans in Detroit definitely love their defense.
And only a handful of teams have a franchise identity like that with the Pistons and defense. Maybe the Lakers playing up-tempo or Memphis grinding it out.
Well, yeah, not many teams or franchises have an identity, and that's what makes it so special to play in Detroit for that reason. There's nothing like hearing the crowd get hyped for a defense to stop.
On the wing, Stevenson. Davis against Harris. Wide open look here for Murray. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
You got to give the D credit there. It affected him. He didn't have much room to get the shot off.
And the rejection by Cauley Stein. The 3 from Harden. Good D by Stevenson.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know if he can just break through this cold streak, he can give you what you need.
Over in the corner, Pachulia. No good on the 3.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Pass to Harden. On deep. Another miss by Harden.
Look, it would be a huge boost for them if he could start knocking it down.
And it's Ingram missing. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Cauley Stein, a screen. Here's Lin. Makes it off the glass.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Now here's Murray. Defense is right there. Davis dishes to Pachulia. Puts it up from 12. Second shot opportunity. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. To tie it up. And there's the nice layup by Lin. Lin's got it all tied up now for Memphis.
And Lynn is no stranger to the big moment. He shines brightest when he needs to with these kinds of baskets.
And Pachulia over to help. Cauley-Stein kicks to Harden. Cauley-Stein with the screen for Lynn. 6 on the shot clock. Good. And Harris gets the assist. 12 points for Lynn.
Even with the defense all over him, Lynn buries the J. Outstanding concentration on those kinds of shots.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. The score is tied at 60. There's 1:38 left in the fourth. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy told the team. This is still a close game, and he told us, guys, we're not far away. We can still get this one. If we seize the moment, we can walk away with the win, guys.
Okay, David, thanks. And so he drops them both. It's a 2-point ball game.
When the score is close, you want this guy to win.
Harden kicks to Lynn. Passes it to Cauley-Stein. Kicks it out to Harden. Outside, Lynn. Second shot opportunity. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, you have to admire the aggressiveness of Lynn. Constantly looking to draw the foul on his shot.
And he does get the second one. And that narrows the gap to 1. Detroit's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0-4 since the start of the final quarter. And they double up Davis. For 3, Murray. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Right side, Lynn. There's 49 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And stolen by Murray. Here's Davis. Nails it.
Wow, that is cold-blooded.
Well, we want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moments.
Now here's Lynn. He's covered by Murray.
Oh, man. Cauley-Stein is just a workhorse down inside, and because of his efforts, he earns a lot of tough foul calls in the process.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Davis with a screen on Lynn. Murray kicks to Davis. Clock at 6. And they double up Davis. And stolen by Harris. Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're trailing by 1. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
And really no need to rush. Still plenty of time to get a good look.
Oh, and if I could make a suggestion, be innovative. Don't just go for the obvious play, which they'll be expecting.
Six seconds left in the fourth quarter. Harden. Oh, he hits it! How about that shot? Incredible!
I can't believe this. How in the world can you end the game on a shot like that?
So a close game sees Memphis take this one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.